Hi, Photoshop students. This module presentation here is to review the things you're going to need to get started with this course. So the question is, what do I need or what do I need to do? First of all, it's pretty obvious this is an online course, so you are going to need an internet connection. And ideally this would be in your home, but of course the LRC at Mesa College is an option and the hours are listed here. You will need to familiarize yourself with Blackboard. Everything's going to happen through this online tool that Mesa College uses, which is Blackboard. And it is your responsibility to ensure that you know how to use all parts of it. Take quizzes, download your assignments. We're going to have discussion boards, and I'm going to have a wiki, so you will have to learn how to maneuver around these things. I can help to a degree and would be happy to do so, but I really prefer that you start to try to learn yourself and then come to me if you get stuck, because it's just part of the online process. You will need to review the Netiquette guide, and there is a link on our front page, but there's also the link here in this presentation. You will need to take the Getting to Know You survey. I've prepared a Google form. I'd like to get to know who you are and why you signed up for this course, but also it would be very helpful for me to know your schedules, because I do plan to do some online meetings, like office hours, where you can log in and you can share your screen if you're having a problem. You can ask questions. I can demonstrate techniques. There'll be all kinds of interchange that's possible. But the goal would be to try to reach as many students as possible. So I need to have a sense for when students are available to have an online meeting. You will need to have Acrobat or Acrobat Reader, because many of our handouts are going to be in PDF format. I presume people are familiar with that, just part of our online world, but if not, here's the link. You need to have access to Photoshop on a regular basis. This is a Photoshop for Fashion class, and everything you do is pretty much going to be in Photoshop. We have photographs you need to take, and will be some use of Acrobat towards the end, but primarily you will need to have Photoshop. It doesn't need to be the most current version, but I will be demonstrating on the most current version. So just, make sure you have the means to do that. You can sign up for it for, the period of this course. They have a 30-day free usage, but you can also sign up for $9.99 for just the Photoshop, or you can do the entire Creative Suite for $20. As a student, you get a discount, and there is an eligibility instructions on their website. The system requirements are here for Macintosh and here for Windows. Then you'll need to set up a Gmail account, because Photoshop files are large and you need to have a way to get them to me. You're not going to be able to email them, and they're probably going to be too large to upload to Blackboard. So, part of working in this field of fashion, and any field really where you're doing anything remotely, is to learn how to share files. So we're going to be using a Google Drive, and you will need to have a Gmail account in order to do that. You're going to create your own drive, and then sometimes you're going to send me the link to the file that sits in your drive, or sometimes I will have a folder set up in my drive that I will ask you to drop files off into. So it's going to be about the Google Drive here. So if you don't have a Gmail account, it's free. Go ahead and get yourself a Gmail account, so that we have a means to communicate, because assignments will be due and you need to get them to me, and Google Drive is going to be our tool. You also need a digital camera or a camera phone, and it doesn't matter which. Part of Photoshop is working with photographs, and since this is a creative field, fashion or whatever your field, I would like you and prefer for you to be working with your own photographs as much as possible. So there will be times where I tell you to go out and take a certain picture, and I want the picture to be taken from the point of which the assignment was given, as opposed to going through backlog. So that means, you got to think a little bit about taking the shot. So I will be giving you a class on photography tips. So not to worry. I mean, it's a learned skill, taking good photos. Our goal is to take photos, not snapshots. And I'll help you with that. And it's actually a lot of fun. And lastly, you will need to review your syllabus. This is basically a contract, between us. Look at the course objectives, look at the different ways of getting a hold of me, review the projects, put the deadline dates on your calendar so there's no mistakes in the end, although there'll be reminders, but please just keep track of it yourself. Look at the weights of different projects because I know as well as anyone that life gets in the way sometimes. And so sometimes we have to make what I call adult decisions. And so if there's going to be a project that you have to let slide a little, that it's not the best you could do, pick and choose the ones that don't count as much if at all possible. So it's just always helpful to know which projects are worth more, which projects are worth less, etc. So just look through the syllabus. There's going to be a syllabus quiz, which will help you get to learn how to do quizzes on Blackboard because we will have quizzes fairly regularly to ensure that you're getting the terminology and learning to understand what the tools do. Now, they'll count for a small portion of your grade in the course, but the syllabus quiz will be one easy way for us to get you familiar with, taking a quiz on Blackboard. So that's it. We've got lots of little things that have to be taken care of, all part of being online. And I look forward to meeting all of you. There's more things that will come, so just be prepared as you go through the modules. It should all be fun, and hopefully we get a sense of community amongst us.